Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spotlight MUFC. Welcome to the Manchester United versus Arsenal preview. Massive game this weekend for the Red Devils. I am joined by Rebel. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, bud. I'm good. It's that midweek of a bank holiday week, so I can't complain. I'm going to be going up on a couple of days off in 2 more days. So what can I say? Definitely no complaints here, and plenty to get our teeth around following that disaster class last weekend, wasn't there?
Oh, my God. I mean, the highs and lows of football. I went from 1 second being very, very happy about the Doncaster Rovers result. The next minute, I'm watching Man United get absolutely picked apart by Crystal Palace. Before we go into it, obviously the preview, Rebel, come on. I know you've been waiting for a couple of days to sink your teeth into it. What were your thoughts of this Palace performance, if we can call it a performance?
I'm going to paraphrase in a way that won't get me banned from YouTube by saying it was an absolute shambolic disaster class. It was in no way representative of a team that should be at the state of the art at this point of the season. Manchester United got humbled by Crystal Palace. To quote Jerry Lawler, they got beat like a government mule because they had no answer. And I can't remember in all my 30 odd years of watching Manchester United Football Club a time when, with 3-4 games to go, that we have a negative, and I stress the word negative, goal difference. Like, in what way can you say that Manchester United are fulfilling their duties on pitch when you're supposed to be Premier League challengers and you have negative goal difference? Now, I saw a crazy stat last Bobby about a weekend. Manchester United have had 30 plus combinations in the back four. 30 different combinations. That is absolutely mental. And that leads me to question what is going on in the medical department, because clearly players are going out there injured because we are sustaining injury after injury after injury, and there has to be a root cause of it. Either we have the softest players in the world that are down to the midfield any bit of a twinge, or somebody's not doing their job. And we got very excited, Colin, remember, when we got the new medical team at the start of the season. This was before any of the Sir Jim Radcliffe stuff. And I don't know about you, but these injuries that we're sustaining, something's wrong.
Something's definitely wrong. We don't know what there is. I mean, I will go through the injuries very quickly. So, Malacia out, Maguire out, Martinez out, Varane out, Luke Shaw out, Rashford out, McTominay out, Fernandez out, Martial out, Lindelof out, and Willie Cabwala out. And obviously, Johnny Evans actually failed a fitness test and still played.
That's insanity. Like, we had a player that doesn't play centre back and a player that was injured coming into game playing centre back. And we have a guy whose legs are gone, and I love Christian Eriksen, in front of them. Like, how are you setting yourself up for success when you're doing that? At the end of the day, we had an opportunity now at this stage because we ain't fighting for nothing in Premier League to give some of the youngsters a look to see if we can use them next season. I don't know what our left back has to do in order to get a run, because he's been finding himself on the bench for the last 3-4 games, but still we're persisting with playing AWB wrong side of. Now, I know he can play both sides, but still, at this stage, you have to start looking at it and taking chances, because even at that, I did play the under-21 centre defence at this stage to keep Casemiro in midfield.
I mean, I don't know if you agree with it. I mean, we are going to move on to the Arsenal preview in a second. I don't know if you agree with it. Jamie Carragher. I know where Jamie Carragher? Oh, it might have been. Turned around and said, because you might be able to correct me on who it was, but I'm sure it was Jamie, that he wouldn't expect the under-23s to go out there and lose 4-0 to Crystal Palace?
It was more like a Jane because that's Monday Night Football, so be himself and Neville won it.
I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, do you think, obviously we're playing Casemiro out of position. We've got so many injuries at the back, and then Bruno's out injured, McTominay's out injured. The list goes on and on and on for us. Do you think it's time we bring up some of the younger players and just try?
At this stage, my main priority would be trying to get as many of first team fit as possible for the Cup final on May 25th. Also known as my birthday, but that's beside the point. But you kind of have to take an opportunity to look at these players now. Best case scenario, we're finishing 7th. Worst case scenario, probably 8th. So, what to do at this point? Because there's no downside, really, is there? If we're going to lose a game, we probably would have lost them with our Swiss cheese starting 11 that we have at the moment. And I suppose what doesn't make any sense to me, Colin, is when we look at substitutions, they're the substitutions of the men that are just throwing on people for the sake of it. Really, if you kind of analyse the ones that took place at weekend on Black Friday Monday.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see who's in the chat. We'll say hello to a couple of people. Nifid Prasad says, I hate Arsenal. So, yeah, we hate Arsenal as well, mate. Don't worry about it. He's saying, I hate Arsenal. Well, you're in the right place. Definitely in the right place. Chris is saying, big up, lads. Hope you're well. At least Donny are doing you proud, Colm. Yes, Donny are doing me proud at the moment. Hopefully they continue doing that. Good evening, boys. This is THFC Tadai. Big up, guys. Good evening, boys. It's the only time I'm going to be a United fan. He's also saying, I thought Ten Hag got it right up to the point where he got off the bus. Then it went to... Well, it's not wrong. It's not wrong, to be fair. Chris is saying here, this has been Manchester United for 11 years, so was no shock to me. Absolute mess. We watch it week in, week out, don't we, Rebel? At the end of the day. THSC said, can Ryan say hi? And Tequila saying, hello, lads. Hello, Tequila. Hope you're all well, buddy. If anybody is new here, make sure you do come over to Spotlight MUFC and give us a nice follow or subscription even, and hit the like button. It really does help. We are a new channel. We're trying to get out there. We're trying to become the best Man United channel. You don't have to go listen to certain people on other channels that have agendas or spout rubbish. We're just going to give you it straight as it is. So, right, well.
Speaking of former Manchester United alumni, can we just say a big congratulations to our former coach who has taken the Tractor Boys back to the promised land, back to the Premier League. What an achievement for McKenna. Yeah,
McKenna's done a fantastic job. I wouldn't be surprised if he is in the line for the United position in a couple more years' time, to be fair. He's done a fantastic job.
And can we also mention that we are in partnership with Rate, the housekeeping.
I don't have the QR code.
I believe it's FTSA22. We will post it in the channel afterwards. And will I tell them now, or will I hold it until next week?
No, we'll hold it till next week. We will be announcing something if and only if, hold on, what we're on at the moment. You can bear with me 2 seconds, guys.
While he's searching for that, can I get your early score predictions for that we will put up on screen after we do the preview for Manchester United versus Arsenal? So get it into the chat there. What do you think the final score would be?
Yep. So we will announce it, Rebel, next week if we get up to 15 subscribers. I think that's fair. We're on 9 now, so only 6 more. 6 more subscribers and we'll announce it. We're not going to tell you what it is.
Can I actually sweeten the pot? If we get to 16 by the end of the show, we'll announce it today.
But if we get to 16 by end of the show, I'll throw something else in.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So the challenge extended. So Colin, back over to you.
Yep. So we're going to get into it now. Obviously, we are here to look at the Ujikapit, the Arsenal game. Oh my God, my brain just went numb then for a second, honestly. Arsenal obviously having a fantastic season under Mikel Arteta. Um, I've got some stats here. We'll just go straight into the stats. So these are the head-to-head games. I don't think that's 100% right, to be honest with you. It's saying there we've won 101, 50 drawn, and 88 lost. When I actually think the actual record is, oh no, that's from September 2023. So that might be up to date, actually. That. So I'll go with what's on the internet instead of that. Ignore that. Manchester United have won 99 times compared to Arsenal's 88, and obviously 53 matches have been drawn. So that's definitely not right. Ignore that. I'll take that off because it's just stupid. What are we expecting, Rebel, this weekend? Really?
I suppose if I was to be logical and pragmatic, based on how we played last two games, I'm not expecting much because Manchester United are probably at that stage of the season where you're questioning whether players are trying. Like, I suppose I've said this before a number of times about a core number of those players being players that down tools on Jose, down tools on Solskjaer, down tools for Rangnick, and that down tools again for Eric Ten Hag. And I think Roy Keane has mentioned it multiple times that there's probably a core of toxicity within the dressing room. But if I'm looking at it purely based on last weekend on Monday Night Football, you'd have to assume that we were going to get our crevices opened and severely dismantled because we went down 4-0 to Palace and there's some lovely players, Elise, Eze, Mitchell, to name a few in that team. But we're going to be talking about like Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and that back line, and you're kind of going, okay, are we going to score? Possibly not. And who's going to be in centre back? Because it doesn't look like we have any centre backs. So what does that mean when you give your Sakas and all these people space? I actually am in the horrors before this game even starts because I'm looking at an injury list and I'm praying for a miracle. I've heard rumours of Lita being brought back into squad and training and trying to be fit for the back end of the season. If he's going to be fit for anything, he probably needs to be fit for FA Cup. But he's not 100% ready. And I stress this, having read about what we read about Johnny Evans not being 100% going into Crystal Palace game. Then I don't want to see him on pitch because the last thing we need is that man to get another serious injury that takes him out for a 2 to 3 month period because he's had 2 from already. And it could be one that takes his top level career out from under him if we do not look after him. We have a duty of care to make sure that he is ready. If something freaking unfortunate happens, that's the game. But if he gets injured because we did not do right by him, then that's on Manchester United Football Club.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not being. I don't want Martinez to play a game until the FA Cup final. If he comes on and gets a couple of minutes here and there just to get his match fitness up, fair enough. So be it. But I think the FA Cup final, and I know Spurs fans that are here won't want to hear this, but the FA Cup's final is more important now for Manchester United than the rest of the season is. You know, we're in 8th. We're struggling. The only way into Europe now for us is this FA Cup. So we need our squad ready for that FA Cup.
Here's the scary thing though, and I want your opinion on this column. If we don't win FA Cup, after Manchester City will be qualified as Champions League football team. Liverpool, who won League Cup, will be qualified for Champions League. That means the indignity of playing Conference Europa League football could be a very real possibility for a club that has the distinguished reputation, or at least had the distinguished reputation of Manchester United Football Club. How would you feel if Manchester United we're in the third, and let's stress third tier of European football next season.
I'd rather us not have European football. I do not want to take part. No disrespect to it, but I do not want to go and take part in the Conference League, whatever it is. I don't want to be traveling to these little unknown countries that playing teams from the 14th tier of Lithuania or whatever it is they've got to do to qualify. I don't want that. Europa League or no or none. We're Manchester United, for Pete's sake. We're not a Burnley or a Brighton or anybody like that. We should be competing in the best leagues, and that's what Manchester United is. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah, you could be playing in Ireland against Shamrock Rovers.
This is what I mean. We could be playing Cork or Derry. You know what I mean? Can you imagine?
Not Chelsea, you play Cork. Cork brutal.
Well, you know what I mean. But could you imagine? We go to Shamrock Rovers away, and we get beat 1-0.
Well, that did happen before.
Well, yeah, but
sorry, nervous.
Still, I have got some more stuff here in regards to the Arsenal game. Now, these are the last 4 meetings. Obviously, 3-1, 3-2, 3-1, and 3-1. So, an average of 4 goals per game in regards to it. Let me just get these up. Oh, my God, what's going on here? Here we go. So, obviously, the 3-1 was, let's start the top. 3rd of September. Goals from Odegaard, Rice, and Jesus, and Rashford scoring the only goal for United. That was obviously under Ten Hag. The 3-1 win, I believe that was Anthony's debut, if I am not mistaken. I still have good memories about that game because of Ollie. I've missed. Oh no. Whatever. 3-1 win there on the 4th of September 2022. That was Anthony's debut. But we've only beaten once in the last 4 games.
That is a frightening prospect goal. And I'm actually looking at the last lineup, and actually, if you don't mind, I'm just going to do this really quickly.
You're stealing my show.
These are the lineups for that last game at the start of the season. Martinez, not available. Lindelof, not available. Eriksen and Casemiro are around. Rashford is completely off form. Martial is still medically injured. And Anthony hasn't really kicked on the way we'd like it. Whereas, look at that midfield for Arsenal. Rice, Odegaard. This is actually frightening stuff.
They don't even need. Arsenal could put out their kids and beat us the way we're playing at the minute. Let's be honest. Let's just not joke about it. We are terrible. I would expect a Sunday League team to beat us. I think we're that bad.
Yeah, I suppose all we can do really is talk about what few stats you have there. I suppose I'm looking at those 3 goals that Arsenal scored in 3 of the last 4 games. Realistically, if they really hit form and we really don't produce the way we should, it could be 6, 7.
I think the only saving grace we've got here, Rebel, is the 3-1s that we've lost to Arsenal have been at the Emirates. They haven't been at Old Trafford.
This is true.
So maybe that gives us a little bit of hope.
Actually, you're right. Only 1 of those 4 games is at
Old Trafford. And it's the one that we won.
No, I suppose, and at the end of the day, I suppose they are our big rivals from the Premier League era, the start of the Premier League era. So there is a lot at stake. I suppose the question is, Colin, do you think the players have the cojones to dig deep to upset the apple cart? And you do realise that the connotations of United winning is that them over in the blue quarter would be celebrating more than likely getting a pause on another league title.
I mean, I want to say that the players will turn up because they always turn up for big games. We've seen it against Liverpool recently. They turn up. But when I'm looking at the squad and who's available, I mean, a lot of the players are out not just for a week or so. They've got 2-3 weeks next to the names on the injury list. I just don't see how we're going to actually manage to put a squad together that's going to have the capability of actually putting up a fight. I mean, yes, we've got Højlund and we've got Garnacho, Anthony. He's off form. Hopefully Bruno's back, so I know that we're a hand injury, so hopefully he's back. But is that enough?
Well, again, when you look at that midfield that we're going to be up against, that's where the fight is going to be to, I suppose, control the narrative in this football game. Is you're up against Rice, Odegaard, and another, possibly Kai Havertz. And you look at Manchester United's midfield, you got Kobe trying to do his best to cover for Eriksen in the kind of running around front. Eriksen's ball distribution is still as peachy as ever. Like, I'm not going to come against the man completely. You got more like Casemiro centre back again, possibly even Amrabat next to him at centre back. And you're very much talking about a large cohort of square pegs into round holes in terms of our positioning. And I don't know where you're going to go next on this front, but like Manchester United have not been free scoring. And for Manchester United to get a result, you'd feel they have to score at least 2.
Which we don't. We just don't. Let's be honest, we don't. I believe the next slide is actually the one that my 3 danger players for Arsenal. So these are the 3 players I've picked. Obviously, this one picks himself. Saka picks himself. 16 goals, 9 assists, 34 games played. And he seems to be hitting form at the right time once again. He had a very good game at the weekend. And obviously, he's going to be either going at an out-of-position Wan-Bissaka or an out-of-position Dalot. I mean, we're going on about how scary it actually is, but when you remember that whoever's playing against Saka is probably going to be out of position, does that put more fear into your heart?
It does, to be honest with you, because when you think about who's in front of them as well and who be willing to do the extra hard yards in terms of tracking back to provide support, Garnacho and he does to an extent on the right, in fairness to him. He does try and get back and cover people back. But if we have, say, for argument's Rashford on left, and then you have Wan-Bissaka, we'll say, behind them, essentially you're going to have Wan-Bissaka trying to spider and tackle him every single time. And a player of the quality of Saka is going to get around him at some point. Which means then that one of our makeshift centre backs, assuming that none of our main ones will be back, would have to come out and try and make a decision of whether to stay and let him come on, or whether to push and possibly leave a hole for an on-rushing Odegaard or an on-rushing Havertz to put ball in back in net. Now, the only saving grace at the moment for this actual football team is they don't have the likes of that goal-scoring sideboard like Haaland leading the top of the key for Saka to go, okay, he's made the move now to try and close me down. I'm going to put it into our version of Haaland and bang, goal. Because that is probably the one dull flip in the point of that actual attack. And it's probably going to save us from holding one of the worst defeats we've probably suffered in recent years.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not actually looking forward to this game at all.
Who's next on the list?
The Magic Maestro in the midfield, Odegaard. 33 matches, 8 goals, 8 assists. You know, he pulls the strings. He's basically our Bruno Fernandes. Let's be honest, he is our Bruno Fernandes. Without Bruno, we look like we haven't got. Yeah, we look like we're firing blanks out of a wet cannon when we haven't got Bruno. The difference with Arsenal is obviously they've got a lot more danger men, as I've put it here. Martin Odegaard, do you think we're going to have to give him special treatment so he's not getting the ball as much, or is it just a case of, let's just hit everybody as hard as possible and hope for the best?
Now, I'd like your opinion on this as well, but if we were organised, I'd say you'd be trying to give him special treatment in order to try and cut the supply of ball that he'd be putting over to a Saka or a Martinelli or but I hate to say it, but United are in a situation where they're probably damage control, looking to maybe do an old hit and a break, fast counter, and try and hold on to a kind of a tight, scrappy 1-0, 2-1 kind of situation. I don't think we can actually even think about doing special tactics at this juncture. And again, that's testament to where we are at the club at the moment. Obviously, the new regime has an opportunity to make some changes in summer. It's their first opportunity. But I think, given where United are at the moment, we probably have to do an on Stoke and just try and do 2 low blocks and see if we can keep them out.
2 low blocks and leaving Haaland up front on his own just to chase long balls.
At this stage, it's probably a case of nearly even playing somebody like Anthony in the false 9 position and have everyone back and just try and do a fast counter. I don't think you could put Hoyland out there knowing that you're going to have him doing the service of being on his own and not seeing ball for 85 to 90 minutes.
No, yeah, I get where you're coming from. Really, so what I'm hearing you say is, for this game and this game only, we need Jose Mourinho because he knows how to park the bus. He knows how to park the bus. The last guy I have, I could have put the whole team in here, but I just picked 3. Is of course the other winger, Martinelli. Now he's not obviously been as prolific. I could have picked the likes of Trossard or, Kai Havertz or, Declan Rice. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. But I picked these guys because this is what the danger men are for me. And again, I'm looking at who they're going to be facing against. I think Dalot could do a job if he is put on that side. But I think Eric Ten Hag's probably going to trust Dalot a lot more to try and battle Saka instead. So it's going to be Amar Wan-Bissaka battling Martinelli, and I don't think Wan-Bissaka's going to do a good enough job at all.
And here's the thing for context, right? Manchester United paid 95 million euros for Anthony. Arsenal paid 7 million euros for a Sharkanelli.
It makes you sick.
Daniela is asking, Colm, is there any hope of some returning players for United coming into Arsenal again?
I mean, Rashford is currently being assessed as a 25% chance he'll be back. McTominay, it's 50-50. Bruno, it's 50-50. Martial's 25%. Lindelof's been ruled out. Camboila's ruled out. Shaw's ruled out. Varane's ruled out. Martinez is ruled out. Harry Maguire's ruled out. And Malacia is obviously ruled out as well. So nobody really that's going to help the back line. We've got Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay are the 2. But I don't think McTominay will be back.
That is not great news for Manchester United. I think McTominay, there was talk he's going to miss the rest of the season, so hopefully he'll be okay because he'd be a big loss to us given the depth of squad that we have, wouldn't it?
I mean, we don't have a squad. With these players being injured, we do not have a squad, Rebel. Let's be honest with ourselves here. I don't like Scott McTominay. I don't. But I would love to have him in the squad right now. You know, Malacia has been out injured all season. I'd love to have Malacia in the squad right now. Harry Maguire, we know he's not the best defender. I'd love to have any one of those players in the squad right now, even if it's just for squad depth.
I get you. And at the moment, even looking at our bench, it's even more and more youth players, wasn't it? I think there was 3/4 of the bench was under 23s. I can tell us.
Yep. And yeah, it's going to be the same again. It's going to be exactly the same again. Simply because we don't have anybody.
Which is a scary, scary thought.
I mean,
just by way of update, by the way, Spotlight NUFC is currently sitting on 11 subscribers. We did promise to make an announcement if we get to 16 by end of the show. How long do they have roughly, do you reckon, Colin?
I think they've got another 5-10 minutes, maybe.
So if you want to hear what the giveaway announcement is,
you get.
Then get that subscribe button lit up, because if you get there, Colin even promised to just make a little extra special. So
yes, I did. Well, Rebels' lips are as leaky as Manchester United's defence. Terrible. Daniel's saying, I hope United win. And obviously, Coy's and United's bench recently laughing and crying. Yeah, I know. Rebel, I'm not as nasty as Bobby. I wouldn't do this to you. But what I am going to do to you is, you can pick the formation if you want to change the formation. Feel free. But what's your starting lineup for Arsenal?
right.
Well, for United for the Arsenal game, should I say?
I think we have no choice really but to go keep Odegaard in goal. I think that picks itself.
Are you keeping the formation of 4-3-3?
No.
No?
No. I'm packing the defence, even though we have no defenders. I'm putting 3 at the back and 2 wing backs, and then I'm going very narrow with 3 mid-centre midfielders. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2 forwards, aka wingers. So I'm not even playing the forward, I'll be honest with you.
So it's 5, technically 5 at the back, 3 midfield, 2 forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it just doesn't let me put them as wing backs. Right, okay, so you're going Onana.
Yeah, has to be Onana.
Okay.
Are they supposed to be seeing something on the screen, or?
Oh God, yeah, that'd help, wouldn't it? I'm just sat here looking at my screen, and it's like it's not even going to be there. Yeah, that would help, actually.
Let me just get the player availability up on my other screen. Squad.
We are a professional channel, I swear.
So I'm putting AWB in at right centre.
AWB.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that one. Bissaka.
Dalot right back, plus while which would be the other side of him.
You want him in there, yeah?
No, right back, as in right back.
There.
Yeah.
Who are you putting next to anybody? Jesus.
Casemiro. Huh?
Who's filling these spots?
Casemiro centre back in the middle. Do we say we have any of our actual centre backs available?
Yeah, the only ones we've got available. So the only available one at the moment is Evans.
So put Evans in because he kind of has to go in, and then the youngster then on the left.
Would that be Amos?
Amos.
He's not even on there.
But yeah, it's going to be Amos, and we'll just leave it blank at the moment.
Yeah.
We know who it is.
We know who it is, yeah.
Central midfield, Kobe obviously has to go in.
I can't spell his name.
Right. Amrabat, I presume he's available.
Yeah, Amrabat's available.
And is Bruno Fernandes any way talking playing?
It's 50-50.
We're talking at the moment. Bruno Fernandes.
So you want Bruno in, yeah?
Yeah.
There we go. He can play right wing, apparently. He can't, but he can. And then obviously forward.
This is going to be all. This is very much a centre midfielder compact. And then that's what we have to play Rasmus. That's one of them. And then the most likely to actually run, even though I give him a lot of shit, is Anthony.
And Anthony.
Yeah. So let me just explain the logic here. It's not. I'm not going to be playing them like looks on the screen. Basically, very compact, very tight, two backs. So Anthony would, in essence, be kind of, I suppose, going to the wing of Amrabat more than likely when he'd be tracking back there, and obviously then Hoyland being the one man kind of playing a deep line striker. It's extremely negative. It's extremely dour, and I feel disgusted that I even have to kind of premise that. But it's kind of a case of if we don't do this, we're probably going to get moored.
Yeah, I think so. See, there's only one. I'd keep it very similar as well. What you've done here. Oh, I can move them about. Look at that. I can move them. Hold on. So I keep it very similar, but what I would do, I would change one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fantastic, but I would. Oh, where's he gone now? I'm putting Amrabat there.
Right, and Ericsson.
And Ericsson.
Yeah, I can see that. And like, I suppose, as Manchester United fans, I'd imagine there's a load of people on our Sister Spurs channel that are kind of going, are they really talking about going this negative?
And I'd also play it like this.
Okay. Yeah. No, I could see that.
So Hoyland's playing like a centre forward role, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, Garnacho's available.
The only reason I was thinking Anthony over Garnacho is I think his work rate going back is probably a bit more than Garnacho's.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. I do. Maybe if you are trying to fit Garnacho in, maybe you put Bruno as a deeper player maker there, and put Garnacho in there for Ericsson.
Is there enough, to quote down, some wall between us and the border if we do that?
See, this is the issue, because obviously we've got 5 there. He's going to come forward quite a lot. We know what Bruno's like. But Ericsson's going to get done for pace every single time down that wing. And I think even if you had it that way, as much as Bruno track back, Bruno's going to get done for pace because he's not the fastest.
True.
And obviously, he's got Amrabat behind him,
who hasn't really played much because he's either been injured or has been out of favour, which is kind of scary. Considering.
Or do you possibly do that?
Keep the natural kind of wingman, yeah. Obviously, you've got two makeshift centre backs there, but
yeah, you got two makeshift, but maybe you just put the experienced centre back in between both of them so he can talk to both of them at the same time.
I'm going to ask a question because I noticed the stunned silence from the 43 people that are watching. He put forward this absolute hodgepodge of a team. Let's say worst case scenario, Johnny Evans does not make it for Sunday, and there is no recognised centre back with Premier League football experience that is available. How much does that shift things? Does that mean we have to really say to Bruno, you're going back to the days when you were playing beside Pogba, you do not cross the halfway line?
Well, I mean, if Evans is out, let's say, I think Kobe's got to drop in deeper.
Who comes in then? Garnacho just plays, and we
and then Garnacho. So literally, but I want to even he's not playing central centre back like that. He's just in front. And then you got these two here, and then I'd even push. So let me just get rid of him. Let me put Garnacho in for a second. Here we go.
Are we going to get past the halfway line during this game?
We wouldn't. You're right. But at least we've got pace there, and there. And if Bruno's playing deeper, he's giving everybody here cover. I mean, this is a weak side. This really is a weak side.
Yeah.
But if we're packing the midfield to make it so they can't get through, and I know we don't want really Rasmus to be running around on his own, but if he can pick it up, and then we've got these two making the runs, at least there's a little bit of play. But yeah, you're right. He's going to have to, if we haven't got a recognised centre back and it is playing at something similar to this, then he has to say to Bruno, listen, you can't go past the halfway line. We need you back there.
He's ultimately lining us up for snatch and grab. He can get pulled off, really, isn't he? If that's the situation.
Yeah, if that is the situation, it has to be a smash and grab. Has to be.
Is Hoyland ultimately the first defender in this situation?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he is the first defender. I mean, if you didn't want... it kills me to say it because we should be really confident. We'd be like, yeah, we're going to put this team out and this, and this, and we're going to do it like this, and this. But, I'm thinking to myself at the same time, would this be a game to give Hoyland a rest?
Well, I'll be honest with you. If that's the case, then you're putting in Rashford. No, I suppose his work rate hasn't been too bad tracking back. Or out of it. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Who does he have to pay to get a game?
I don't know. I don't know who he has to pay to get a game. But maybe that...
I mean,
we're relying on the youth a lot there, to be fair. I mean, who else is there that we've got that we could even throw on? Because I don't know.
Don't mind me just put that down there because I think we're reaching the limits of how much we can stretch talking about what could potentially be one of the worst starting 11s that United have fielded in recent memory, given that so many players are out of position.
Yep. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. we'll just have to leave it like that for now. But yeah, score prediction, Rebel.
It kills me to say this. If best case scenario, Manchester United managed to play with a bit of pride for the jersey and defend like kings, 1-0 to Arsenal. Worst case scenario, I see them doing more than Palace. Because I reckon if it reaches 2-0, say at half time, I think there's enough courage, there's enough bite, enough determination in our squad at the stands to go out and try and take them on early doors second half. It could go 4, 5, 6 if we're down by multiple goals at halftime.
I think, and I'm trying to ignore my heart. I really am trying to ignore it because my heart's screaming. United will do this. United will win 1-0, smash and grab. And I'm thinking logically here. I think we're going to be 4-0 down at half time. I can really see it happening.
They do owe one. Remember for the 8-2?
Yeah, and this is what I'm thinking, but I don't think it's going to be 8-2. I think it's going to be like 7-8-0. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope somebody clips it, and then when we do get a result, or we draw or we win or something, we get somebody throws it in my face and I'm like, you didn't believe in your team, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, I didn't. What team we've got anyway? But yeah. So make sure you do get your score predictions in the chat. Leave them in after as well. I will respond to them. That's going to about wrap it up today, Rebel. I know. I think some of us are going on to the Armory TV later on in the week. I think Saturday. They're going on, and it's going to be Bobby doing it. Let me have a look here. In regards to the giveaway, we are on 12 subscribers, so 4 short, unfortunately. So they're going to have to wait. So now they have a week to get us up to 20 instead.
Yeah. We did give them the carrot of trying to get to 16 tonight, but as you say now, actually, speaking of next week, I think because of work-related conferencing, I won't be around on Wednesday. And the one day that I can do, you can't. So, depending on who's available, I might be talking FFP and changes to FFP with Dermot on a kind of a collaboration with the Tottenham Hotspur channel, Tottenham Hotspur Till I Die. Colin will drop the link to them, or Tequila, that they're around in the chat. Please do give them some love as well, because it is a great bunch of Irish lads that are taking over YouTube. What was it Conor McGregor said one day? I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over.
Yep. And the Irish fellas are taking over. They're even taking over this channel. They're all coming. Every single one of them.
What was I going to say to you, Colin? I hope and pray that the next time we're speaking football, that we're not looking at yet another historic low in a season of lows. I do just want to ask you one question, because when I used to host show, I used to throw in that last singer, whether I get you to either guess a player or do whatever. But this is in relation to management. It seems, just based on the media reports, that for all intents and purposes, he's on the green mile. It is essentially just a matter of when he gets summoned to the chamber. The paraphrasing here. And of the Tuchel, Southgate, Potter, all these lads have been mentioned. And oddly, Bayern Munich have been linked with Manchester United's Eric Ten. is there something that we as a fan base are missing when the German Giants, after a disappointing season where they have severely underperformed and obviously are currently in Champions League action actually against Real Madrid, in a last opportunity to win some silverware, are sniffing around and considering bringing him in as their next manager?
I mean, there must be something we're not seeing. There must be. I think he's turned them. I think Eric Ten Hag's actually turned them down, as well. Which, you know, it's hard to believe that he has actually done that, considering what his situation is here at United at the moment. It's a really hard one because I'm not sure what we are missing. We've seen enough of Ten Hag now. Surely we've seen enough of Ten Hag now to understand his system, or lack of system, depending on how you want to say it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Obviously, we'd be very curious to hear what your thoughts in the chat are as well. But I have done my final bit of torture to call him for 1 week.
Yeah, you like doing that to me. You do all the time. You used to do it all the time to me, and now you're continuing. Absolutely terrible. Rebel, tell people where they can find you, buddy.
Obviously, other than here, Terry_Rebel on Twitter.
Fantastic stuff. And obviously, you can find me right here on Spotlight MUFC. You can find me on the Full Time Sports Network. I'm sure you'll find me on the THFC Till I Die, and probably the Armory as well. So until next time, guys, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night and weekend. Hopefully, we beat Arsenal. Fingers crossed. So until next time, guys, thank you very much and good night.